So, over the course of next half an hour to 45 minutes, we are going to discuss the AKI domain. I believe some of you have gone through these questions already. So, you can put the answers in the chat actually, right? So, which strategy has got the strongest evidence for preventing contrast-associated acute kidney injury? Prophylactic dialysis, IV isotonic saline hydration, mannitol infusion, or high-dose N-acetylcysteine alone? Can you put the answers in the chat? One answer's gone. B, B. Anything else? Anyone else out there? Okay. So the correct answer here would be IV isotonic saline hydration, which has got the maximally strong evidence in favor of that. Mannitol infusion doesn't hold good. It's an osmotic diuretic. High dose N-acetylcysteine alone may not work enough, and there's very dicey evidence. Prophylactic dialysis is something that is never done for these type of patients. Here, you should be familiar with certain other terms in terms of contrast-induced AKI, in terms of contrast-associated AKI, and also how would you like to, actually go about managing a patient of AKI in a patient who's supposed to undergo a coronary angiography, or for that matter, a CT scan with contrast. So, which statement about contrast media and the acute kidney injury risk is most accurate? First option is isoosmolar contrast, which completely eliminates AKI risk. Second is high osmolar contrast, which is safest. Third is low osmolar and isoosmolar contrast, which have similar AKI risk in most studies. And D is, of course, all contrast agents have got equal nephrotoxicity. So can you put the answers in the chat? Any other thoughts? I think most of you got it right. So answer is C. Of course, were this question were to be phrased differently, that maybe except, then the option B and D would have had a problem. But here there is no problem in the sense that low osmolar and isoosmolar contrast, most of them have been documented to have similar AKI risk in most of these studies. Now, which of the following is the strongest patient-related risk factor for contrast-associated AKI? Again, you can put your answers in the chat. Hmm. Hmm. So the answer is indeed B. Okay, this is for vancomycin nephrotoxicity. So vancomycin-associated nephrotoxicity is most strongly associated with A, low trough levels, B is short duration therapy, C is high trough levels, that is more than 15 to 20 milligram per liters, and D is oral administration. So answer has been given by two people. Correct answer is of course high trough levels. Short duration of therapy, no. Low trough levels, again, it is safe. With oral vancomycin, the incidence of deafness has not been that well defined. Sorry, the incidence of nephrotoxicity has not been that well defined. And most of the times, the oral administration is what we give for C. diff colitis. Okay, which antibiotic combination is associated with increased acute kidney injury risk as compared with vancomycin alone? So option is A, vancomycin plus ceftriaxone. B is vancomycin plus meropenem. C is vancomycin plus piperacillin tazobactam. And D is, of course, vancomycin plus linezolid. So Utpal has written C. Dharni has written C. Anybody else? Okay. Answer is C. Why? Is because piperatazo has got a very high sodium load. So it becomes a problem. Mahi gave the option as B. It does not match. Actually, meropenem can be dose modified. And another thing is that it doesn't have a direct problem with your AKI risk. But piperacillin tazobactam has a problem. One is, of course, interstitial nephritis can be caused, but that is slightly away. More of it is got to do with the salt load. It contains a lot of sodium. Okay. Which dosing strategy reduces the nephrotoxicity of aminoglycosides? Can I have the answers? So Dharni is again off the blocks. Utpal is again off the blocks. Who else? I mean, there are a lot more. You can at all attempt. What's more? What will be a problem? You can only go wrong. That's it. That's fine. Not a problem at all. Okay. Mahi is also given C. So answer is correct. It is indeed once daily dosing vis-a-vis continuous infusion or a multi-daily dosing. Uh, and there's no oral aminoglycoside.